Welcome to Satisfactory update number 4. My name is Nilaus and this is the 13th episode of our Let's Play. And of course, because it's 13th episode, nothing will absolutely go wrong. At least we hope so. We're going to start off exactly where we left off the previous episode, looking at this beautiful design. The design is beautiful. The colors, well, they might not be the greatest. And if it was nighttime, it would not at all be great because we couldn't see a damn thing. So what we want to do today is we want to make a crystal computer build, but if we look at the crystal computer, that one is here. If we look at the crystal computer, it's really just an assembler and take the two products we have and put them in there. So that's pretty simple. So in order for me to, let's just say, pad the runtime, no, we have some other things that I've been kind of pushing sort of, or let's say kicking down the road. The reason I've been kicking them down the road is because I just didn't really have the time for it. Also, I didn't have the crystals for it. So what we want to do, apparently we don't start with auto run enabled. There we go, auto run enabled. So what we want to do first is we want to make sure that we have enough crystals available, because we need crystals to build the lights. And what we're going to be doing first is lights and colors, just to experiment a bit with that and get that up and running. But in order for us to make the lights, we don't even have the recipe, but I remember checking the recipe down here in the awesome sink. Then what I remembered was that we had to get a lot of crystals. So I didn't really want to do it because I didn't have crystals. So the first thing we want to do is just take this one. This is our crystal inbound, is coming in at 480 per minute. And I'm not at all using any of it, so I can just add a few more of these. I think I can take 4, I think. Yeah, 4. I'll take 4 of these for crystals, and then basically just continue the inbound, inbound, and I'm going to continue the pathing here. That one will be. So this will give us some crystals that are just going to go in a box, and that box we can just, well, we can always use it for whatever we want. Let's get these, just 4 of them to be hooked up, and then we also want to go out, but we don't want to merge it together with the other lane. We just simply wanted to have it on its own lane, like this. Oops, here and here. And then I am going to build a bigger one. There. And I can output, output maybe. And what do we want in terms of here? I think this one is taking 3, so we use Mark 3 as well. It's gonna be, I don't think it's gonna be that much, but it's gonna be something. There. So everything is now easily done. Well, I don't have the recipe yet, but that's also easy. Quartz crystals. And don't have the power, but that's also easy. Quartz crystals, and you know it, it's going to be more quartz crystals. So where do we have the power for the other ones? They are, oh, they're right there. No, that one gets placed right there and in it. So let's get that one, and once we have that, we will actually have enough, we'll easily have enough of the quartz to build what we need in terms of just building some lights. So we're going to experiment a bit with the lights and the colors so that we get something we like in here. There. Now all of these should be working. They are making some crystals, some quartz crystals. They will hopefully already be coming out. I can kind of do something if I just did that one. I could probably just take a few here and a few here just to get us off the ground, because this is way overscaled. Well, it's actually not overscaled. It really shouldn't be overscaled. There, that should give us definitely enough for now. Right, so we have now crystals. That was very, very easy to set up because we already have everything available. And what I need to do now is go to my awesome sink, and at that point I want to figure out, get some recipes built. We're gonna float and then drop down here. And land safely. So we're not really throwing things in here, but we do have a few. We have 29. I'll take it. It's good. And what do we want? We want the ceiling lights. We have the ladder. We want the light switch panel. We want the floodlights. We want the street lights. I guess that's what we want. Yep. So let's go in here and buy it all. Still have 18 left. But we now have what we want for this. I think I want to go back and experiment it with it at the quartz location we had out here, because that's kind of the biggest one. And I'm going to see if I can float my way there. I really like the idea of having these interconnected hypertubes that are somewhat random, but also not entirely random. I try to make it a bit of a random pattern, but it's... Oops, let's see. So what are my options? My options is going up here, and then going... Oh, there. So that's the platform for our oscillators, our monstrously big oscillator build. And we are back here with our crystals and our oscillators and all that good stuff. And what I'd like to do is, well, we'd like to do two things though, because I don't like the color either. We have to change the color. So I guess we have to go back and fix the color though. If only we could get there. Let me just think. No, we have to go back to the hub to get the color. Oh, you can see over here, that's our plastic and unbuilt. Alright. Yeah, we need to go back. It's actually pretty nice to go above the platform here. I should be having enough jet fuel to get all the way. I just need to hover just enough to get us over there. And then I just need to land softly. Perfect. And over here I have all the things that I need. No, there. I have some of these, and I have that one. Good. We are going to... Are we going to go... We are going to go back. We're going to go... Going back again. Well, the good thing is we get a sense of the base. This one has to be moved. This is a rotor build. It's not good. So that's rotors. This is down there. We have reinforced iron plate. This is the stator build. And let me think about what I want to do. I want to do... Let's see if we can go another way over this time. Like maybe that one. And we have our flying moth coming in. There. Okay, so we got a bit of a tour. That's our explosive thing. And here we are. We're back. So the first thing I think we want to do is experiment a bit with the colors. And I think I want to go all the way to this side because I want to look at the biggest machines first when we do that. There. They're not actually very colored. So let's just stand here. We are going to get... that's not what I wanted. I wanted to go with that one. Here. Reload. That's a very small paint gun, actually. So, this is still super weird. This is the default color. Except it isn't the default color if you look at it. This is definitely a grayish color, right? But if I look at the default here, this is definitely bluish. So none of these colors in the color scheme are the default color, not even the one here. So as soon as I do this, and if I click update preset, then I think that it actually updates all the stuff around us. No, it didn't. Alright, well that's the one I want to change, so I am going to change it to something that is kind of purple. That's kind of purple. Get that one up here and just tone it down just a bit. That one, update preset. Ta-da! That's a purple thing. That's definitely purple. No mistaking that for purple. And we're gonna get another color here that is something that could be like yellowish. Let's do that one. And I think it needs to be brighter yellow than it looks. Yeah, it looks weird, but I think it looks good. So basically, if you look at if you look at any movie poster, they are always blue and orange because those are contrasting colors. They are on the opposite side of the color wheel, and actually purple and yellow are similarly on opposite side of the color wheel. So I'm going to use purple and yellow, not exactly purple and gold, because if you look at the gold and if you just sort of turn this over to a more orange color, it just get a bit washed out. I think it looks a bit weird. I might change it later on, but this looks. We like the purple, but I think I like the yellow one just a bit brighter here, a bit, because it is an accent on the building. So I want to make sure that the accent is highlighted. Also, it matches that hazardous color. So it this is what it looks like. This is what our factory is now going to look like. You are very welcome to leave your comments below about what you think of it. I've spent a bit of time just experimenting with colors. Okay, and now we're done using this one forever and never. I've experimented a bit with the different colors, and I have just an acute lack of talent when it comes to color composition. So yeah, things just don't look good no matter what I try. And I look at other people's factory and they choose some colors and it looks great, and then I choose the same color and they look awesome. I don't understand it. It's just weird. But that is not gonna prevent us from building an awesome factory. So what we want to do is under, I guess it's on organization, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then of course we also need some power. That's gonna go on 6. So now we want to test. It is dusk is coming, so it's probably a good time. The shadows are getting longer, and I need to make some floodlights. Now there's some different lights here. They're pretty cool, all of the lights. If we just look at the small one here, get some power lines into, where's the nearest, that one. So you get a little light here, and you can turn it different colors. But these colors, I mean, this is just screaming porn all over. That is not a good color. And we got a bit of red light district, also not a great color. I mean, the colors are great, but they oversaturate everything, so that I mean, it looks absolutely amazing. The functionality is fantastic, but it look at this. Everything is like Marvel version of Radioactive. It's really weird. And blue, I mean, it looks great. I don't know, how can I say it looks great and then it looks awful at the same time? The feature looks great, the lights here, but I don't want to look at a factory that is so flooded with a single color. And that is just a bit too pink for me. Of course, you can also just go in here and do color setting and whatever you want, and then just turn it back to our purple color if you want. But I don't think that purple light on purple color makes a lot of sense, because it'll just wash out all other colors and contrasts. So I think I'm going to take this out and build a big floodlight instead. And let's see, how do we know that what is the middle? Well, there is one tile on this side, and then it's going to be at the middle. And do we also have one tile on the other side? Yeah, we also have one tile on the other side. So we're just going to find the middle between these two. That will be right there. So let's build this. This is a gigantic one. I am so happy they decided to make an arrow here at the bottom, because otherwise you just couldn't figure out where it's supposed to be. You click once, and then the second click is actually turning this one up here, more or less up or down. We're going to take this into a power pole. Boom. That's a lot of lights, floodlights coming in and flooding things with light. Hence the floodlight. Look at that. Going up. And what I'm seeing now is that in the area that is immediately below, it is very, very bright. But it doesn't reach very far, right? So I'm looking at it and you're like, well, that's not going to help us very much. And to set up all of this with these lights, it's just going to be a massive amount of lights. I think I'm going to try it on some new builds. Maybe we can do that for a new build. So we'll just throw down a nice little build. What I want to do in this build is actually, I want to build motors, because I built stators and they're not used for anything, and I built rotors and they're not being used for anything. So if I build them together to stators, to motors, then I'm actually using something that I'm going to use a lot of, because you need motors for a lot of the, I think you need it for refineries, right? Let's just check. Do you need it for, yeah, you need motors for refineries, and we need a lot of that, and probably also for other things later on. Yeah. So we do need to have a constant supply of motors. Also, we need it for some of the upgrades for Mark 7. So let's build a platform, since this is our rotor build. No, this is our stator build. That one is stator build. and that one over there is a rotor build, which is way underscaled. Then let's combine these two into a combined motor build. Check this build out. Well, you can't see it, can you? So I've skipped ahead and actually built this because this is a super boring build. You just take, if you look at these, it is deliberate that you can't see a thing, so don't start complaining about it just yet. This is just rotors and stators, building motors, super simple. And what I want to do here is not actually build the design here, because that's, I mean, we can do that, but we have already done that. It's too boring. And what I really want to focus on this episode is the crystal computers. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know this is built in a there. No. I really want it to be there, but then it overlaps. So I'll just accept that it's one tick off. There. We got lights. I will even set it to night mode. It takes 6 megawatts, and you can't see it here. I thought it would take like a massive amount, but 6 megawatts is nothing. It's pretty good. And on this side, I'm going to do again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then that should be the middle if I did things correctly. There. Lights. I'm going to put it onto this one. Boom. More light. I'm going to go over here and put one more light in. That will be... I'm not even looking at the build, and that's intentional because it's much more fun to look at the build once it's flooded in light. That is kind of the point of this, isn't it? There. And the last one will be over on the middle side here. I'll just look at that one. Here. And you're going to go into that one. Alright, so what I have now is completely flooded this area with light. And I think this is, if I make a 12 by 12 platform, then I think this is a pretty good way of flooding it with light. I think it's okay if I look at it. And, haha. So much for a pretty good way of flooding things with light. Why are we not getting that? Oh. That one can't take anymore, so we'll just upgrade. What? Oh, I switched this to nightlight. That's a really big mistake. Yeah, so I don't think nightlight works the way that I want it to be done. Because if it's nightlight, then it only turns on at night. But honestly, I can't see a damn thing, so you're gonna have to be online all the time. Because obviously I'd want lights at this hour of the day. It might not technically be night, but it's certainly evening. And this will now be flooded with lights. And I think it looks good. Like, the colors look good. I might sort of take a look at these and just maybe get the intensity down to 70%. I'll do copy settings. There's also another thing that could be done, and I haven't done that. Let's go here and then check a color. And then go over on the more of the red, the yellow spectrum. Here. Oh. 60. Come on. Okay, that's just not working. Maybe that works. I have no idea. It probably doesn't. 160, does it work? No, it doesn't. It doesn't move it. There, select color. There, it's still, no, it doesn't work. Why have they not fixed that yet? I can't believe they haven't fixed it. Come on. So if I set it like at 15%, then there will be a tiny bit of yellow in the light, right? Tiny bit of yellow. Maybe I'll just put it up a bit more so I can actually see that there's a tiny bit. So that one is pure white. And oh, damn it, daytime. And that's just a bit of yellow in the light. You can see it here, the difference. And I think that's correct. I mean, this might be too much, but maybe like 25% yellow in the light would be a good thing. Copy. Get on the other ones. And just dial it down just a bit. because it does really just, it's just too intensive, the light. Boom. There. We'll try that. And there. Okay, so that, now unfortunately daytime has come. I can't believe I'm saying that. But I think that would be a way that we could do it moving forward. You can also see I've set up some over here just for the sake of it. What I want to show you now is what we are going to do next, because that is the crystal computers. I have promised you crystal computers, and in order for us to make crystal computers, I need the oscillators, and that means we have to go to the oscillator build and get them all the way. So remember, from the map view, we should be putting some indicators though. That's the one build. We have a few of these. Okay, here it's. What if I just do that one is dead? Does it change anything? Yeah, I think it does. Maybe that's just subjective, but look at that. The color is warmer, and it's not as harsh industrial light. I think this is better. So look at the whites. They are just very very flooded with white, and I think this is just ever so slightly better. Maybe it's subjective, but that's okay, because if it's subjectively better, it's still better. See? Right, so, whoops, what is wrong with you? That's weird. Shouldn't that go? Okay. It is going out. There was something wrong here. I'll put that in here. So we have, for the time that's going on, there have been a number of these built. Not a lot, but some. But I'm going to show you something that I've also done in preparation. It is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Look at that. Look at all these oscillators just ready to become computers. That is just absolutely glorious. We're going to go wee down. And I'm also being careful. We are not intersecting with the path of the giant moth. It's coming right out here. And we're going to go back here. This is our hub, and we go back into a platform that someone has had the niceness to make ready for us. Okay. Boom. Here we have a nice platform, but it gets better than that, because over here we also have the circuits. We're just gonna ride our way over. This one I had to move a bit because the moth is again coming in, and it has to dive below this bridge, so it drives below all of this. I love the fact that the moth pathing is now being integrated into our base, so that it will have a clean path without clipping anywhere in the base. And this is just 2 episodes back. We certainly have a lot of these, and we absolutely want to consume those. Our power plant is still going strong. Oops, we should actually look at power. Someone asked about, are you not afraid of the power running out? Not really. And when it does, then we'll fix it. I love the fact that we have disabled the fog so we can actually see the world. It's a beautiful world, so no reason to hide it in the fog. Let's look at the power here. Right now, we're consuming, 2,300. That's okay. And this is going to be such a small build, but it is going to be a very important build. So what I want to do is I want to make, let's go, oh, hold on. Couldn't I just go in here and just make these? Ah, I can. Let's do that immediately so that the light becomes less harsh. It is actually night mode on, but I'm going to switch off the night mode. I don't think it was good. When we get to dusk and dawn, it doesn't activate soon enough. So we'd rather have just a bit of light, even if it doesn't do anything right now. Maybe it does something performance-wise. Alright, so I'm going to find the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is the middle, which is obviously the middle. So let's get up to it. I'm going to get one of these for no other purpose than to use it as a measuring stick. I'm going to be not a manufacturer, but an assembler. It'll be pointing this way. Boom. And then that's going to be the next 2, 3, 4, and 5. What? I can make 6? I can make 6, but I probably shouldn't. So I'll take the last one out. There. So that is going to be our very, very simple build. Let's have a look at the recipe in and of itself. It is down here with a crystal computer using crystal oscillators 2.813 because 2.813 is an absolutely fantastic time to build this. It's on a 64-second build. Why, oh why? I think this is one of the differences between when you look at Factorio. It has some odd recipe or some odd numbers, but they usually sort of have some common multipliers. This one is just silly, like 3 every 64 seconds. Why 64 seconds? There's absolutely no reason to have it on a 64-second cycle. Just make it on a 60-second cycle so that normal humans can actually do some calculations here. 3 every 60 seconds. Good. I can figure out what that means, but 3 every 64 seconds, there's just no reason. There's no reason because it doesn't add complexity. It is like jump scares in scary movie. It doesn't make it scary. It just makes it really annoying. And that's the same. So just going, we don't want even ratio. We just make it 3 every 64 seconds. then you can't make a proper ratio. Nah, just don't do it. Just don't do it. There's no reason. No reason at all. So yeah, that's my opinion about those. It's a fake way to add complexity. What I'm going to do though, this one will have to come in here, and I forgot it again. I forgot one of those super important things. It is that one, and that means the other one will come from the other side. The circuits will come from this side. 1, 2, 3, and that will now go. It doesn't work. So I'm gonna need to remove all of these by one tile. There. And one back. And let's see if nope, still doesn't work. There are just places where it doesn't work and places where it does work. So that's going to be our design from now on, or from this part there. Crystal computer going out. I will get it out in this way. So this goes out. Oh yeah, the moth is coming right underneath us. There it is. I'm gonna build this again. Now it's being moved one further over. And there. Cool. They are all done. So we're gonna make these recipes here. They are really easy to set up. Oh, they have to be pointing away, and that's going to be one. That's going to be next. Just look at the blue line going in. I don't know, blue, green, teal, whatever line. That one. And that's, nope, that was not the last one. Here's the last one. And on the other side, up, up, and up. And the dysfunctional one here, up, up, and up, and inbound, and need to do that. I think I'll actually clean these out while I'm here. Up. I don't get why they have to rotate. If anyone can explain why splitters have to rotate when you move them up. Obviously, if I put it like this, then the next one is not going to be rotated 180 degrees. There's no way that I would ever want the next one to be rotated 180 degrees. That's just really weird. One, like again, rotated. Yeah. So we have now done all of that. I am going to make all the Mark 1 belts going in here. And it's become, whoops, a bit more of a tradition that I use for feeder lines that I use the Mark 3s. So I'm going to continue on that. That's going to be a feeder line here. That's going to be a feeder line the other line. Click and click. That's how things work. Click and click. Click and click. it doesn't matter which way I take it, they will sort themselves out in the right direction. There. So that comes in, that comes in. What I need is now the recipe set up. Yeah. Oh, we also need the outbound, but let's set recipes first. And this is not the most tileable build, but if I really need to double it, which I can't, I can't imagine that I would. Well, I mean, I can't imagine that I would like to double it, but I'm not sure I can. And then, is that correct? No, it has to be a merger. Yeah, I'm gonna get it this way. That way, that way, that way, and nope, botched it. Yeah, so I don't think I will be ever able to update this. Well, not ever, but maybe I'll find another recipe that I'd rather have for this, because the crystal oscillators are a great way to build some, but it's also like a massive amount of material, or like a massive build to get the crystal oscillators done. I'm gonna make one of these, and it's gonna go there. And go to Mark 3. That's again the tradition of the feeder lines there. Unless there's a compelling reason not to use these Mark 3s. Usually I very often skip Mark 3s completely. Okay, so what is it? Now we need some power. Power can come from here to, I don't know. I think that's a good location. In there. On the other side we have the elevators, so, and the raised belt, so it's much nicer to get it on this side. And that is going to be here. And now I kind of feel that that one would fit better with this as well. And then that goes to the corner. Cool. This is still active. This is still active. Everything is active. These are all done. All they need is just a bit of materials. And in order to do that, we are going to bring materials in. I'm going to start by bringing this one in. Move closer. And that needs to go... Oh, not that one. It'll be here. And it has to go all the way over to... Oops. Actually, it has to go to that one. Mark 3. And turn. Done. And we'll build the other one coming from this side, which is definitely never going to be feeding a Mark 3 belt. Or never going to be able to fill up a Mark 3 belt. But the thing is still, like, if you get it in here, you might want, I mean, from the time it produces all the way up there to the time it comes in, you might want to minimize that time anyway. And we should now have all we want. Let's go to our build over on this side. Oh, this one is red. Why are you red? Oh, because I did not hook it up. There you go. All right. Whoa. So we are going to make computers here. Yes, indeed. I really like this. Come on, give me some computers outbound. And look at the lights, actually. That's really nice and flooded lights here. What I'd like to see is, what does it look like at night? So that means we should probably just be waiting here for a while and then just come back and check out what it looks like at nighttime. So we can, at that point, the whole thing should be operational. Maybe it'll even consumed all of the oscillators available, but I think we'll come back and look at it at nighttime. So it turns out that when you're out exploring, it's nighttime all the time. And when you're standing here waiting for nighttime, it takes forever to get to nighttime. But the sun has set out there, at least one of them, since it is a a binary star system we're in. And the lights are on. What is also interesting is that if I go back here to this one and switch to night mode, okay, now it is finally on for night mode, but I was just like 2 minutes ago, it did not turn on for light mode or night mode. So that's pretty bad. I just put these in, and so what, this is now nighttime, and if we look at it, I still think that it's a bit shiny, but I think it looks really, really nice. And we have the other sun coming up here, or maybe it's the same one, I don't know. The sun is, yeah, this is probably the other one. So there isn't a whole lot of time when it's like full nighttime, and but that's more of a moon. It's probably the other one of the. I don't know. I don't know how it is to circle a binary star. I've never tried it, but this is what it looks like. I think it's really nice, and kind of maybe want to just see what if we just turn on the harsh lights again, all the way up to there. It gets a bit. Yeah, well, obviously harsh lights there, and if I then go to that one and down to 70, could also make it 69, so you are happy. I think it's better. I think it's better, and we could probably potentially also just turn up the color grading here. That one. Maybe even get some warmer color as well. I mean, this is just something you can experiment with yourself, but I think it's valuable to have just break the whiteness of the light so it doesn't look like so it doesn't look like factory lights, which it actually is. But I think we're something like this, like 70%, and with a dash of yellow orange in it. And then we get something we can work with during the night, but you still need quite a lot. Okay. Yeah, I forgot. I should probably have copied instead of doing this. Oh. What? How did that one just get the same? How are you the same as the other one? Now I'm just getting confused. You? What? So why do they all change at the same time? That's weird. They're all changed. Turn up the intensity? What about this one? Does that also turn up the intensity? No. Okay. I don't know. It's working the way it is here. This one goes down to 70. And this one is 1.3 and 90. Cool. Oh, right. These colors are set. Of course. These are global colors, but the intensity is set here. Yeah. Now I get it. All right. So this is our build. We have completed the build. I really like this. One of the things that I want to mention that is a problem / solution waiting to happen is that over here, and now you can see how dark it becomes when you're outside of sort of the cone of light. This is our rotor build. I'll turn on the flashlight. Rotor build, which is old-fashioned, takes 120 inbound. And all of that means we are, at this point, only making 12 rotors per minute. And I need it for motors, and I also need it for some of the things to unlock the next tier. The tier 7 and 8, which is kind of where we are right now. Do a few more things here, like the modular frames, heavy modular frames, but aside from that, it's really all about getting the next tier unlocked. And when we that means I need to upgrade this one, and in order to get sort of more, but that's going to be something we can do at a later stage, because there's a really cool thing about this. This is built modular. If you remember it, the video was called tileable rotors. That means we can actually tile it out now that we have better belts and better miners, so we can get more than 120 in. We can actually get 480 inbound, so that means we can scale it up by a factor 4. That's pretty good. So anyway, we are going to wrap this one up. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked the fact that we have now yellow colors. I like the factory. It might take a bit of getting used to, but I like it. It's mine. And the lights, they're pretty cool. No, the lights are absolutely amazing. They don't give as broad an area of light as I would have hoped, but it's because I built these open factories. So yeah, I'm liking it. I hope you like it. You know, you've been hopping on me for just getting on with the colors and the things, but now we have it, and we have computers built. Look at how many computers we actually have. That is awesome. Now all we need is heavy modular frames, and then start unlocking the next tier. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have, you know where the like button is, you know where the comment section is. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing if you find the content here to be interesting. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Take care and stay effective.